Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Today, we're actually going to look at this article that says, can XRP go up to 80 cents in the midterm? Midterm, I'm not exactly sure what they mean, but for me, that's anywhere from like 3 weeks to 3 months. And my first answer is yes, XRP can actually get to 80 cents. There are barriers in the way. They talk about the fundamentals of saving banks money, but the saving banks money basically starts with slashing bankers' profits. And like the cost of Swift, but I think it also acknowledges that most of the cost of Swift is actually in bankers' profits, not in how much it costs to send Swift money with Swift themselves. I've heard 2 or 3 banks on XRP chat, workers at 2 or 3 banks on XRP chat from medium or larger size banks saying that the new current XRP doesn't really save them that much over Swift because it costs them somewhere between like 17 and 40 cents per transaction on Swift. But Mercury FX reports a lot more than that because Mercury FX has to pay a lot of correspondence fees to the large banks for this service, whereas the large and medium-sized banks that own a part of the service don't have to pay nearly as much, and they actually make a lot of money from it. And that's why there's going to be, even if regulations pass, there's going to be massive resistance from the larger banks and medium-sized banks that control like 90% of the world's finances to actually adopt this new system. Eventually they might adopt it, but it's going to take a while, and I think regulations are going to take quite a while to come through, even though the SEC has made some progress on that day. By the way, today's issuance by the SEC is a staff, is a staff guidance. It's not actually a commissioner's guidance, so it's not legally binding. We're still waiting for the 2 bills in the House to pass, and also the SEC to issue some kind of legally binding statement. But I do believe the smaller FIs like Mercury FX, Catalyst Corporate, Colex, and eToro are actually going to eventually sign on to XRapid, probably sometime this year. So, and there's, even for people who don't sign on to XRapid, they're going to start using XRP in other ways as well. So that will push psychologically, that'll push sentiment, and that will push XRP up as well. Now, right now, XRP is just moving up with Bitcoin. There are no signs of it actually decoupling anytime soon. And basically, you have Bitcoin moving up 10%, XRP moving up 6.51%. So it is just tethered to Bitcoin. It's moving up a little bit more slowly, according to Bitcoin. But you have to consider that last time Bitcoin was around 6,000, XRP was around 27 cents. And that's before the XRapid pump. Now, I do believe that the ratio will be much higher this time around because XRapid is released, but that's actually kind of already reflected in the price. If Bitcoin goes to around 6,000, I fully expect XRP to be at 42, 43 cents at least. And that, if you're keeping track of numbers, it's about a 65% premium with respect to where it was last September when Bitcoin was at $6,000. So we still have about a 65% premium just for XRapid launch. I know some of you are like, well, isn't there some volume going through XRapid? Compared to how much volume there is on like the entire market, 2.3 billion today, usually it's around 600-700 million. Like $10,000-$15,000 worth of volume over XRapid isn't really going to change anything. And so we're basically just talking about the kind of like psychological premium of XRapid already being out there and some of this X-Spring and coil stuff being more developed. So we're looking at a 65% premium just for that, which I think is actually a pretty good premium for the time being. Now there's a short-term resistance of 40 cents or immediate resistance of 40 cents. I think if Bitcoin keeps going up and it breaks 6,000, we'll easily break the 40 cent barrier. And maybe that'll pop us to 50 cents. And actually that's what I'm hoping for. But the short-term projection to 80 cents, even if Bitcoin stays at 6,000, I believe is possible just on more partnerships and more positive sentiment. And also the overall market sentiment that the cryptocurrency market is finally going up. Now, last time there was about a 3-week delay between the Bitcoin moon and the altcoin moon. The Bitcoin mooned in mid-December. Many of the altcoins didn't moon until early January, specifically January 4th. That's when XRP, Tron, Cardano, and a bunch of other coins, they all mooned in the same day, so you were not able to jump from peak to peak. So that might happen again this time when Bitcoin settles a few days at 5,200. But however, it doesn't look like the same pattern is happening this time, because if you look at Cardano, which mooned at the same day as XRP, you can see that it's actually just mooning right now along with Bitcoin. And a lot of the other coins are as well, like Neo, Dash, Ontology. And they're actually moving up much faster than XRP right now because they lost more during the drop. You have to remember the XRP ratio with Bitcoin actually increased quite a lot in November and December, and we haven't fully retraced from that. While the other coins ratio with Bitcoin massively decreased during those months. So we're kind of seeing an evening out of the field. I still think XRP will end up ahead, and we might see that second pump once Bitcoin settles significantly above where it was, where people are gaining confidence, and we might pump another 10 or 20%, which is actually what I'm hoping. So I think if Bitcoin goes to 6,000, kind of like a something around the 55, 60 cent mark is entirely possible. And we could have the sentiment bring us up to 80 cents in the midterm if Bitcoin stays around 6,000. Now, if Bitcoin goes to 10,000, my next target would be like $1.20. If it's 12, 13,000, maybe around $2. That would be my target. So those are my targets for the next few months. I don't know how high Bitcoin can rise without the ETF passing, and I don't see the ETF passing at least until late June. So at end of Q2, we might see a pretty big pop for the entire market, and that will result in a pop for XRP as well. But you do have to remember that we do have futures markets and more regulatory eyes looking at us now, so we might not jump just to 20,000 on Bitcoin just yet and $3.84 for XRP. So that's my report for today. I do believe XRP can actually get to 80 cents. There are a couple of barriers in the way, but I think 55 to 60 cents if Bitcoin stays around 6,000 is entirely possible, and that would be around an 80% gain over where we are right now. So hang on to your XRP and hang on to your other altcoins. Right now I do think it's altcoin buying season at this point. I think Litecoin, even though it's really high, might actually be a pretty good buy. And yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for other opportunities, but XRP is a great opportunity. It is growing slower than the rest of the market, but that might just signal a faster growth within a few days or the next few weeks. All right, that's the report. Check out my Twitter. It's in my description. Also, please check out, please retweet and share this on social media if you like my content. Thank you and have a nice day.